He is the flying beast of the city of alley-oops, and the lone hero of Motor City. For a series of games with no chance of winning, he made a rash comeback when he could have been out for the season. With 10 pounds of armor on his legs, he single-handedly took on the newly crowned MVP, Giannis Antetokounmpo. Even if this round of games meant that his professional career could only tumble in the mud hereafter, if given another chance, he would still be willing to break his wings and give his future to the team without reservation. Because this man named Blake Griffin possesses an unparalleled professional spirit. Born a genius, his 14-year career has been so real and cruel. The protagonist of this story is a young man from Oklahoma. The original meaning of Griffin is the mythical beast, the griffin, which has the powerful body of a lion and can fly high with the wings of an eagle. This surname seems to imply that this young man is destined for an extraordinary life. Griffin was born into a happy and fulfilled family. Like most American kids, before deciding to pursue basketball, he was also good at baseball and football. His impressive talent from childhood helped him become unbeatable. After winning individual championships in high school and being selected for the McDonald's All-American team, Griffin turned down invitations from prestigious schools like Duke and North Carolina to join the University of Oklahoma, which was closest to home. His sky-high dunks made Griffin famous. Against Davidson, led by Curry, he only needed 11 shots to score 25 points and grab 21 rebounds. After delivering a performance comparable to Tim Duncan's best in the NCAA, college basketball no longer posed any challenge to him. When the time was right, Griffin decided to take his talent to the NBA. Since moving to Los Angeles in 1984, the Clippers had always been overshadowed by the historically glorious Lakers. They were like children from the deep mountains, never able to blend into the glitz and glamour of the big city. Due to missing the playoffs for many years, the team's image as a bottom feeder was deeply ingrained. Stars sneered at the Clippers' poor record and culture, keeping their distance. Until 2009, fate finally smiled on this cursed team. They selected the future cornerstone of the team, the beastly power forward Blake Griffin, with the first overall pick. In the Summer League, he swept through the competition with outstanding performance and won the MVP without any suspense. The protagonist's aura deepened. Everything seemed so smooth, as if his NBA career was set to soar. But just one day before the start of the regular season, God played a big joke on him. A stress fracture in his left knee, for a rookie who had just entered the league, was undoubtedly a time bomb for his future career. To be cautious, the Clippers decided to have him undergo surgery and rest completely, missing the rookie season. This was a heavy blow for both Griffin and Clippers fans. Almost everyone believed his future would be another Greg Oden. The Honeys always loomed over the team. Before the 2010-11 season started, everyone wondered how much strength he could recover. It turned out all the worries were unnecessary. Not only did he fully recover from the injury, but he also swept the media with his explosive dunks. His face-smashing dunks were jaw-dropping. In a game against the Pacers in January 2011, Griffin made 19 of 24 shots, scoring 47 points and 14 rebounds, becoming the first player after Jordan to score 47 plus 14 before the age of 21. His continuous shocking performance also made him an All-Star as a rookie. The last rookie to be selected for the All-Star game was Yao Ming. For Griffin, the slam dunk contest during the All-Star weekend was his real stage to shine. With a run-up and jump, the moment he flew over the hood of a car was like a griffin spreading its wings, bringing the aesthetics of violence to its peak. From that moment on, everyone began to look forward to more of his gravity-defying flights. After the rookie season, Griffin won the Rookie of the Year, with an average of 22.5 points and 12.1 rebounds. His phenomenal performance that year also made him one of the 15 greatest rookies in NBA history according to the famous magazine Sports Illustrated. Although the team still missed the playoffs, the management believed that with Griffin, the team had a chance to soar. To better help him take off, the team decided to upgrade the roster around him. The young Hornet King was their best choice, Chris Paul. He had already stepped into the door of Los Angeles, but it was the door of the neighbor, the Lakers. Fortunately, league boss Stern intervened, and Paul eventually joined the Los Angeles Clippers, becoming a match made in heaven. Griffin's explosive body, combined with one of the world's top point guards and another beastly center, DeAndre Jordan, made the Clippers dunk show earn them the nickname Lob City. They became the most entertaining team in the league. Fans in Los Angeles came to watch their games. In the shortened 2011-12 season, Griffin and Paul led the Clippers to a regular season record of 40 wins and 26 losses, finishing 5th in the Western Conference and making the playoffs for the first time in 6 years. In the first round against the Grizzlies, guarded by the Black and White Bears, the Clippers staged a breathtaking comeback. In the final quarter, they launched a 26-1 counterattack, completing a 27-point comeback with a 99-98 victory on the road. Griffin's playoff debut also delivered 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals. The score of Game 1 seemed to be a microcosm of the entire series. In the end, the Clippers battled the Grizzlies for 7 games and advanced to the Western Conference semifinals. In the second round against the experienced Spurs, the Clippers paid the price for their inexperience, ending the season with a 0-4 sweep. But in another year, the Clippers made the playoffs again, only to lose 2-4 to their old rivals, the Grizzlies, in the first round. The Clippers' flashy style of play and Griffin's one-dimensional scoring became the target of criticism. Spoiled Los Angeles fans wanted more than just alley-oops and dunks. They wanted victories and breakthroughs. The arrival of tough coach Doc Rivers injected new vitality into the team, and his first championship code for the team was to help Griffin transform. Although he was a significant threat inside and his dunks were visually impactful, as the tactical core of the team, he needed more face-up offense to create damage, as well as stable free throws and mid to long-range shooting ability. To advance from good to great, the sweat paid off. Griffin completed an amazing transformation in the new season, gradually becoming one of the most versatile power forwards in the league. He not only improved his defensive weaknesses, but also developed excellent ball handling, organizing, and passing abilities. His combination of skills on the offensive end reminded people of Charles Barkley 20 years ago. Griffin made the Clippers' dream of reaching the Western Conference Finals for the first time in history start to become a reality in 2015. In the playoffs' first round, Paul's last-second breakthrough against Green, facing Duncan's long arm and hitting the shot that killed the defending champions, was one of the closest game-winning shots in the playoffs in NBA's 60-plus-year history. But that was not the most unexpected miracle for the Clippers. In the second round against the Rockets, with Paul injured and absent, they had no choice but to have Rivers play point guard and Hudson as a substitute. At this moment, without Paul, Griffin was their point guard. He scored 26 points, 14 rebounds, and 13 assists in the game, achieving a triple-double in the playoffs for the third time, helping the Clippers to a 117-101 comeback victory on the road. After Paul's return, they were only one step away from breaking the Western Conference Finals curse. But what Griffin didn't know was that in addition to the Rockets' headband gang, they were also targeted by a coach who habitually loses after leading 3-1. In the end, the Clippers were tragically reversed and lost the Western Conference Finals floor. Besides the regret of 3-1, what's more sad is that injuries plagued Griffin. Frequent takeoffs brought him not only attention but also physical wear and tear. The elbow injury in 2015 was a warning signal from his body. The left leg quadriceps tear in the 2016 season now seems like his Achilles heel. As he gradually lost the ability to attack the basket, Griffin began to change his playing style, attempting some mid-range jump shots away from the basket. But as he lost game efficiency, he also began to lose the hearts of fans. His combination with Paul failed to achieve a real breakthrough year after year. The outside world's doubts about Griffin grew louder. In the offseason, Captain Chris Paul left for Houston. Although Lob City was dismantled, the team still re-signed Griffin with a max contract in the summer. The management believed that the genius selected by the team 8 years ago was still the cornerstone of the team. But just half a year later, the Clippers management, led by Jerry West, decided to trade him. The team's core was sent away from the bustling city of Angels to the desolate Motor City, Detroit. Just like his life went from colorful to bleak. But Griffin didn't want to admit defeat. He wanted to prove that the Clippers' decision to send him away was extremely foolish. He wanted to recreate the Los Angeles Storm in a desolate Motor City. The Pistons didn't have a helper like Chris Paul. Approaching 30, Griffin finally became the unique leader of a team. He needed to lead the team to victory on his own. With the determination to prove himself, Griffin delivered the strongest performance of his career. In October 2018, the Pistons hosted the 76ers. Facing the newly selected All-Star Embiid, Griffin, who transformed into a ball-dominant core, taught the young Emperor a lesson. Strong attacks in the low post, pull-up threes from the outside, and dunking over Embiid, Griffin's transformation into a skillful player made the game enjoyable again. However, the nearly 3 violent dunks per game turned into one after another hollow shot. In the final quarter, he single-handedly dragged the game into overtime. In the decisive moment, he drove straight to the basket, hit the layup, and drew a foul. Finally, he calmly made the free throw to kill the 76ers. That night, the White Beast could fly again and lead the team to victory as a leader. If only time could stop at this moment. But this touching story doesn't have a heroic ending. Towards the end of the regular season, Griffin began to suffer from left knee injuries. Already out for the season, he faced a dilemma. Either give up the playoff journey and wait for the next opportunity, or play injured in the playoffs and fight the opponents no matter what. Even against the Bucks led by the regular MVP, this might not change the outcome of the game, but the team would be a little closer to victory. The competitive blood flowing in a team leader's body ultimately made Griffin choose to return in Game 3 of the series against the Bucks. Trying to save the team after losing the first 2 away games, he tightly wrapped his left knee with 5 layers of bandages and used the NBA's highest standard metal brace from the calf to the thigh to fix the knee that was hard to bend. At this moment, he was like Don Quixote charging at windmills, like Hanamichi Sakuragi who stood up even after being hit in the back, wearing courage as armor, launching a desperate charge against the colossal opponent, without questioning victory or defeat. But the young Giannis and the powerful Bucks made all his efforts in vain. After 2 games averaging 24.5 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists, Griffin and the Pistons were swept. A 0-4 series, they lost to the Bucks by an average of 23.8 points per game. Griffin, who appeared as a hero, couldn't play the superhero saving the city. The figure fouling out made people sigh. The MVP chants echoing throughout the arena expressed Detroit's gratitude to him. An 8-year late thank you, he finally heard in Motor City. At this moment, he finally became the leader in people's hearts. But the price of this thank you required him to pay with the rest of his career. With the arrival of the new season, Griffin didn't recover 100% as he had hoped. In less than a year, he had undergone 2 surgeries on his left knee. In the 2020-21 season, Griffin, who returned to the court, seemed like a different person. The scoring that used to come easily to him now became increasingly difficult. Averaging 12.3 points and 5.2 rebounds, he hit a new low in his career. Compared to 3 years ago when he first came to Motor City, the roster centered around him had long since disappeared. So, wanting to continue chasing the championship, Griffin chose to request a trade. In March 2021, Griffin and the Pistons reached a buyout agreement. He joined the Nets with a veteran's minimum salary, forming a galaxy battleship with the Big Three. No longer ball dominant, Griffin seemed to have a second spring. His debut for the Nets featured a 2-handed dunk, dunking again after 464 days. Fans seemed to see again the white beast who used to pick stars in the sky in Los Angeles. And such scenes continued to occur in subsequent games. That year seemed to be the closest he had ever been to the championship. That round of the Eastern Conference semifinals against the Bucks. The cruel reality blocked their path to the championship. Harden suffered a hamstring injury, Irving twisted his ankle upon landing. Griffin tumbled in the mud, and Durant desperately supported the offensive firepower. The step-on-the-line three-pointer in the Game 7 battle became an eternal regret in the hearts of all Nets fans. And Griffin's fate with the Nets also ended after being swept in the first round the following year. On September 30th, 2022, the Celtics, who had just made the finals last season, chose to sign Griffin. They recognized this veteran who threw his scarred body on the ground and fought for every ball with the attitude of his 91 jersey. Once a prodigy who scored effortlessly, he was willing to continue being a role player, focused on defense and rebounds. And until the year he was nearly 34, Griffin could still make jaw-dropping dunks, until time eventually stopped the ball from entering the basket. After playing less than 6 minutes in the playoffs, we never saw Griffin's figure on the NBA court again. On April 17, 2024, Griffin officially announced his retirement on social media. I never thought I would be the kind of person to announce retirement in a letter. But looking back on my career, what always lingers in my heart is the gratitude I've always wanted to express. After a series of thank yous, Griffin, who brought countless beautiful memories to many people, officially started the next chapter of his life. When the images of him flying towards the basket appear before our eyes again, I think there will never be a second Griffin, nor a second youth.